My name is Jon Opaye-Tetteh. I'm the Director of Equity and Inclusion here at Canterbury Christ Church University. I'm also the institutional lead for the Inclusive Institutions Framework with Advanced HE. As a university here at Canterbury Christ Church University, we want to move away from equity and inclusion being in the margins to something that's actually embedded and mainstreamed in our leadership behaviours, our governance and our policies. What we found with the RIF so far is actually given us a structured pathway in which to do that. It's actually given us a way to be a little bit more meaningful, a bit more structured, a bit more holistic, and hopefully seen as a way to drive impact quicker. At the minute, we're now stepping into the self-assessment engagement process, and we're approaching key stakeholders and communities across the university to engage with this process. At the end of that, we will be able to assess where our strengths are as a university in terms of some of our inclusion mechanisms and some areas that we need to work on together. So the end point would be there will be a holistic ownership of the work, which will lead to better coherence, accountability and consistency. The model of what IAF takes you through in terms of self-reflection, the self-assessment exercise, really engages the IAF teams, your internal stakeholders, to honestly, critically assess your structures. It's some tough conversations, but really exciting conversations as well, because we're approaching a stage where I feel you can see the maturity as a university going forward. It also helps you to have really strategic conversations with key stakeholders in a way that we've never had before. Ultimately, our vision as a university is we want equitable outcomes and opportunities for our staff, our students and our partners that engage with the university. We're on track to do that. Our first few years of our strategy was around raising awareness and setting targeted actions. Now with the RIF, we can take really strong strides forward to achieve that goal. What I would say to other institutions who are interested in the RIF is to jump in with both feet. It's revolutionary. It's something that the sector actually asks for. The framework won't give you the answers, but when you approach it with a blank canvas of how to shape the framework to your context, it will really push you to answer the question, the way we're set up, will it actually help us achieve our inclusion goals? And it does that by the resources, the support from your cohort that you're joined with, and the support from the Advanced HE IAF lead as well, which has been really helpful to us. One of the biggest things joining the Inclusive Institutions Framework is setting up our internal IIF team. We've got a diverse team of experience and positionality. We have the Equity and Inclusion team working alongside a Dean of Graduate of College, a Deputy Dean of an academic school, and the Head of Access, Participation and Success as well. So what that's led to is really strong, meaningful conversations, not just focused around academic delivery, research and student experience, but honestly engaging with ourselves when our different experiences as to how does inclusion actually show up in different areas of the university. We've recognised that we actually do have some good things in university, but it's about how they're applied. Additionally, what we've noticed as well is we've strengthened our collaboration between those really strong areas of strategic equity and inclusion responsibility between the IEF team members. So that's led to increased inclusion work in different pockets of the organisation. And again, that's showing our EDI maturity as well. In terms of our engagement with the Advanced HE IIF leads, that has been really helpful. We have structured one-to-one conversations between the lead and our project team. And what I found with that is the coaching approach to that has been revolutionary for us. Again, similar to the framework, the lead isn't there to give you the answers, but what she's done is she's really clarified our thinking, solidified it, probed it, and also questioned it so that within the spaces that we have, we've actually progressed in each one-to-one conversation. The lead's also always available on email and other meetings as well. So we found that support really helpful. Doing inclusion differently, to me as a Director of Equity and Inclusion, it has to be embedded within the fabric of the university. And also it has to sit outside the responsibility of Equity and Inclusion team. Of course, the E&I team has got a function to do that, but there has to be a whole provider approach to that. Another thing that we've really noticed is our conversations with quite senior leaders of critical functions, business functions in the university. Because of this structured and strategic element to the IAF and its intersectional nature, it's opened the doors to early collaboration and alignment in a way that I haven't seen previously. I believe that our communities and our leaders have seen the maturity in our approach to equity and inclusion, the fact that we strongly believe we're inclusive as a university, but this could take us to another stage where the mechanisms that we have in the organisation, what are our strengths, but actually where are some areas of development that can lead to better coherence and equitable outcomes really. One of the things I absolutely love about the framework is it's non-judgmental and it's not pushing you into a box. It's got some really helpful resources and self-reflective questions and all centered around the competencies within the module. But what it doesn't do is not prescriptive. It's allowed us as a university to break down those competency questions in a way that fits to our context. And that's been revolutionary for us. It's been really exciting to be part of the first cohort of the IAF and be a Pathfinder university actually. So we're one of 6 higher education universities part of the IAF. And we're a diverse bunch, which has been really, really interesting. It's been really supportive and reassuring to engage in person and online with quite different universities who are all grappling with the same issues. So that's been really powerful to test our thinking and really have some honest conversations with them as well. So that's something that we really want to continue and see as a valuable aspect of the IAF. Despite the differences in terms of our institutional shapes and missions and the like, there is commonality in EDI issues and coming together in a safe, honest space to discuss those issues. And share best practice. How can that not be a positive? The cohort setup of being part of the IAF is absolutely testament to Advance HE's mission of sharing best practice to the rest of the sector. We feel privileged to be part of the first cohort of the IAF. We're game changers. There's an element of learning as we go as well, but we hope that what we learn alongside the other institutions will give confidence to the sector, for people to engage. We can share research, share approaches, because at the end of the day, we're all here for that student experience and that academic experience, and we want that to be sustainable and inclusive.